Hello, my friends, and welcome to Storytime with Mrs. A. Today we're going to be reading another story about what you can be when you grow up. And this story is actually by one of my all-time favorite people. He's a singer and a songwriter and also an author. 3 jobs that you could be if you really wanted to. His name is Yankovic, and this is his book called When I Grow Up. I waited so long for the hours to pass, but soon it was noon there in Miss Krupp's class. And Thursday at noon, as I'm sure you know well, it's the time of the week when we do show and tell. And this week, the subject so special to me was, when I grow up, what am I going to be? And that's something I'd really been thinking about. And I just couldn't wait to let all those thoughts out. Did you guys notice that this book is rhyming? I love rhyming books. They're so much fun to read out loud. So, when Miss Krupp said, "Who's ready to share?" you can guess who was there with his hand in the air. I raised both my hands just as high as they'd go, and I bounced up and down, and then what do you know? Well, Mrs. Krupp picked me, yes, me, to go first. Oh, I was so happy I thought I would burst. I proudly stood up and began my oration concerning my choice for a future vocation. Esteemed friends and colleagues and dear Mrs. Krupp, I know what I'm gonna be when I grow up. Why, I'll be the greatest chef you've ever seen. The world will go crazy for my haute cuisine. I'll tantalize taste buds with my rigatoni, sautéed with black truffles and pickled bologna, surrounded by kumquats and candied pig's feet, topped with shrimp-flavored lollipops. Bon appetit. Mwah. My walls will be filled with awards that I've gotten for toast on a stick and my Twinkies au gratin. My kitchen will be the most famous in France, so make reservations 12 years in advance. There's no doubt about it. I'm certain, you see, a world-renowned chef is what I'm going to be. I don't know about you, but some of his recipes do not sound like something I would want to eat. But Twinkies au gratin? I think I might have to try that. That's very nice, Billy, sweet Miss Krupp said. Who wants to be next? Maybe Susie or Fred? I said, hold the phone now. I haven't departed. Hang on to your seats, 'cause I'm just getting started. See, maybe instead I could be a snail trainer. Man, that would be awesome. Why, that's a no-brainer. I'll teach all my snails to do really neat tricks. They'll play dead, roll over, and even fetch sticks. Of course, all the sticks will come back 2 years later. But working with snails, what could be greater? They'll do any stunt that I like. Holy moly. I'll train them to pedal a bike really slowly. Then ooze, through a huge ring of fire and crawl at a snail's pace across a high wire. Then finish by writing my name with their trails. That's right, I'll be Billy, the master of snails. I don't know about you, but I kind of want to see a snail show. That would be interesting. Or else, maybe I'll be the lathe operator who makes the hydraulic torque wrench calibrator, which fine-tunes the wrench that's specifically made to retighten the nuts on the lateral blade that's directly beneath the main radial sockets inside cooling systems on X-14 rockets. And since this profession's as cool as can be, well, who would be better to do it than me? Say, here's an idea, perhaps just for laughs. I might make my living by milking giraffes. It's oh so cliche to get milk from a cow, and I bet all those cows need a break anyhow. Imagine me milking all the way up in the air. I'd use a tall ladder instead of a chair. I wonder what giraffe's milk tastes like, if it's anything like cow's milk. What? Milking giraffes? Mrs. Krupp said. Oh, please, I countered. How else can we make giraffe cheese? Now, don't interrupt me. I'm not really through yet. There's still lots of stuff that I'm planning to do yet. 'Cause maybe I'll be a gorilla masseuse. A masseuse is somebody who gives massages. I don't know about you, but I'd be kind of scared. Or an artist who sculpts out of chocolate mousse. Or a rodeo clown, or a movie director, or maybe professional pickle inspector, or a big sumo wrestler, or hedge fund investor, or a smelly pit-sniffing deodorant tester. I don't know if I'd want to be the deodorant tester, but you know what? The big sumo wrestler or the chocolate sculptor, I'd be all for that. Or I'll be an expert on nuclear fission, or else a foot model, or a friendly mortician, or a waiter, or skater, or master debater, or dinosaur dusting museum curator, or a TV repairman, or a sidewalk sign waver, or a part-time assistant tarantula shaver. And that's about when Mrs. Krupp said, Now, Billy, please make up your mind. This is getting quite silly. Which one of those things are you going to choose? I shuffled around and I looked at my shoes. And finally I said, my great-grandfather Bob's been a whole lot of things and had a whole bunch of jobs. A butcher, a barber, a bellman, a bouncer, a telephone psychic, and bingo announcer. You know what? He just turned 103, and he's still not quite sure what he wants to be. See, I'm only 8 now, so frankly, I'm hoping you'll cut me some slack if I leave options open. Let's just wait and find out what my future brings. Hey, I might have time to do all of those things. And then the bell rang, and we all went to lunch. And as I was sipping my pineapple punch, I pondered professions that I'd like to enter, like brave firefighter or crazy inventor. Or maybe, just maybe now, when I grow up, I can be a great teacher like dear Mrs. Krupp. The end. So what did you guys think about this story about Billy? Some of those job ideas were so crazy out there. Like a tarantula shaver and a deodorant tester. Oh my goodness. You know what's great though is that his imagination was so big that it didn't stop him from coming up with ideas. And that's exactly what you should be doing right now, is dreaming big about all of the amazing things that you can do with your life. Because you know what? You don't have to choose just one thing. You can be lots of things. Thank you for reading with me today, guys. I had so much fun. And I'll see you guys next time on Storytime with Mrs. A.